Your career has been so extraordinary, and you started out on the stage after getting out of the Navy, and you ended up getting your first part, I think, by one of the great film noir directors who one of his films were showing Sunday, Cry of the City, Robert Siodmark.
Yeah.
And he picked you out, did he not?
That's right.
Tell us about that.
We're all adults here, aren't we?
It's an R-rated crowd. It's after after 9.
He said to me, I went up to this office and there was this woman sitting there. I said, I understand that you're going to shoot a picture. She said, yes. I said, do you think there'd be a part for me? She looked at me, she said, just a moment. She went in and talked to somebody, and this fella came out and he spoke with an accent. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, you come, I give you a screen test. Well, sir, I went home, my first screen test. I said, oh my God, this is wonderful. Oh, I was walking 10 feet off the ground. Well, next morning I go down there and I'm open the door, and there's 700 and some odd people out there. I said, oh Lordy. Yeah, I didn't realize, that they called everybody. And he looked up from the camera, this Robert Siodmark. He said, you come back 2-3 hours, he said, I fix you up. So I said, okay. I had a dime in my pocket to go back on the subway. In those days, you paid a dime. So I said, where do I go to sit down? I mean, I don't have anything to book there. Can't buy a cup of coffee or I finally found St. Patrick's Cathedral. And I said, well, hell, they can't throw you out of a church. So I walked into the church, and I sat down, and I saw the man up there, and I said, I'm a bad Catholic, but I said, please, I need to work. And I went back.
Fast but employable.
Right. I went back, and I was the last man to be photographed. Now, he says to me, okay, he said, just say one word. He said, and I give you a screen test. Sit up on a stool. Yes, sir. All right, roll the camera. I said, sir, what do you want me to say? Oh, he said, just say the word shit. After all my praying and everything else. I said, what? He said, no. He said, when you say that word, it makes you smile. You got good smile.
That's the title for your second book, Shit, and the rest is history. Well, you ended up, I think, at Columbia for a while. You were in the mob, and then
Robert Crawford.
But then you landed really a breakthrough part as Fat
They wanted to give me a contract. They came down after I finished the thing, and they said, we're going to give you a contract. And this was
Harry Cohn?
Harry Cohn.
Right.
And he had this coat thrown over his shoulder, a la, that's the way they did it in those days.
El Supremo.
Oh yeah. And he wanted a real deal Italian, Italian style. And I said, sir, I'm sorry, but I can't take your contract. What do you mean? I said, well, I have a wife who is very attached to her family, and they live in New York, and she doesn't want to come out here. What is she, Jewish? I said, yes, she is. Goddamn Jews are all alike. Jews as they make them, God bless them. But the casting director said, don't worry about it. He said, I'm going to find something for you. And when the time comes, he said, you be ready. I said, okay. Well, I went home and I did all kinds of work on TV, and then I even did, what was that awful thing that I played Neptune one time, and I was a character playing Neptune, looking through a goldfish bowl. And that was it. And kids used to throw stones at me because I was so bad. Anyway, one day the telephone rings, And the fellow said to me, he said, what are you doing? And I said, nothing, sir. He said, good, come on out here, we have a ticket for you. We want you to play the part of Fatso Judson and From Here to Eternity. I had read the book a couple of years before, and I said, knowing that there's a God above, I'm going to play that part of Fatso Judson. I said it to myself, and there it was. And how it ever happened, I don't know, but this man kept me in mind, and when the time came, he kept on pushing my name in there. They had already cast somebody, and the MGM wouldn't turn him loose, so he said, get Borgnine. What does he do? Well, he'll give it to you, don't worry about it. And so I went out there, and the rest is history.
So, with your experience, did you have to pinch yourself a couple times when you were standing with Burt Lancaster, Deborah Kerr, and Frank Sinatra?
Oh, Lord.
What was that like?
Oh, I tell you, I was in awe. Just say in awe. The thing that got me the most, though, was not working with so much of these people, because they were marvelous, just wonderful actors. But the thing that got me, I had a line as the Fatso Judson after the fight with
Frank Sinatra?
no, not Frank
Oh,
Sinatra.
Montgomery Cliff.
Montgomery Cliff. After the fight, knife fight, I'm laying there, and he stands over me, and I said, this is the line I had. You've killed me. Why did you want to kill me? I worked on that line for over 7 weeks, trying to get it just perfect so that people wouldn't say, oh, you killed me, why did you want to kill me? All that kind of stuff, you know? It runs through your mind. People come up and do that to you, you know? So I had to get it exactly right. And when I was back home, I saw the picture From Here to Eternity. And I was sitting there and I said, ha, Don, here comes my big line. And they cut it. They left me the bastard that I had been, you know? And believe me, at first I said, well, those son of a guns, they cut my, wait a minute. My God. And I became the heaviest of all heavies for a long time. And all I could do was throw pitchforks in Lee Marvin's back, you know, whipping people every, oh God, I tell you. It was wonderful.